Hi, friends, I'm Eralia, and welcome back into the Eralia Show, a space for intentional conversations offline. Hello, and welcome, everybody, and welcome in to the first episode of the new year. If you are watching this in real time, you beautiful people, we have just hit 2026, and I hope that this year is bringing everything that you've ever hoped for. I hope that you are working towards your goals actively, that your dreams are passively coming true, that you're surrounded by love and creativity and luck and all these beautiful things, that we are bringing magnetic energy into 2026 is truly, truly, truly what I manifest for all of us. We are all leveling up together. And no matter how this episode found you, whether it's your first time listening or you're a recurring listener, I truly believe the information in today's podcast will be relevant at any point in your life, whether it's a new year. And like me, I happen to be moving across the country to a new state, to a new job with people I've never met in the next month here. And yeah, that's a little bit scary. Or you're just living the day to day and you have your normal life and your normal routines established, but you are in a growth trajectory, a growth mindset. You want more for yourself. You're leveling up. You want to become the best version of yourself. Then you're in the right place. We are taking time in these episodes to reflect, to grow together, to be intentional with our time. So thank you so much for being the kind of person that wants to use critical thinking in today's economy, that wants to grow, that wants to continue developing themselves. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I implore you to never lose that within yourself, to never lose that sense of wanting to know more, that curiosity. So yeah, thanks for being here. Overall, in the last episode, we spoke about some closing thoughts from 2025 and my biggest takeaways that I would love to take into 2026. And I shared them with you all in the hopes that you wouldn't have to experience the growth struggle and you would get to just springboard straight into 2026 with the greatest lessons that I happened to learn in 2025, such as the art of letting people do whatever they're going to do, letting things go, being a kind person in general. Some great resources in the last episode if you're interested in more of like a vision board process and setting goals for yourself. Because in today's episode, we are going to have an evolving freestyle conversation, mostly about what comes with the territory of leveling up. It's not just the habits that you form. It's not all about you. There's so many other things that come into play because even though you're the main character of your life, you are not the only character of life. There are other factors, other connections, other people. There's relationships, there's friendships. Things get a little bit spicy in the world of life, especially when you choose that you want more for yourself. And so that is what we are going to be discussing today. We're going to talk about relationships. We're going to talk about boundaries. We're going to talk about discipline. And we're going to get pretty serious and a little bit spicy moving forward. So, first and foremost, I want you all to know that you are built different. Okay? Every single person is built different. We are all, some people might say, okay, I hear you, Aurelia, but I was built wrong. Okay? We are all built different, and you have to choose for yourself if you want to tap into that or not. If you want to choose and find what makes you different. And sometimes it's pure talent. It's what you're born with. You just know that you happen to be a rock star at musical instruments, or you have an innate talent for public speaking, whatever you're born with. Or on the contrary, you can get there with hard work, because hard work as equally can outpace talent any day. Discipline can outpace talent, and that's a key there. So whatever you have passion for, burning in your soul, whether you're innately gifted in it or not, steady dedication to that craft every single day can progress you to get there. So you are built different. And I implore you throughout the episode and all our episodes to continue to level up, to continue to be curious, to continue to grow and expand your mind and seek knowledge. If you're interested in something, Google it, look it up. We have so many tools at our disposal now that you are doing yourself a disservice by not having curiosity, by letting the machines think for you, by posting a comment without reading the entire post. We have these abilities to think for ourselves and to use our hands and use all of our abilities to become better people. And when that happens, when you decide for yourself, you know what? Maybe I do want to start that YouTube channel. Or you know what? Maybe I do want to quit drinking or smoking. Or I do want to start hitting the gym every single day. How will the people around you react? An example from my life could be that when I decided I was making a streaming video game channel when I was in high school, everyone thought it was weird because that wasn't a thing back then. And you know what I thought about that? I decided that I didn't give a fuck, which isn't always the easiest thing. But I shut those people out and I just continued doing what I was doing. And I am ever so grateful that I was able to do it in that instance. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you are stuck in your environment where people don't want to see you level up. If you want to start hitting the gym, but your house is surrounded by folks who are constantly eating out and spending money on fast food, or everyone's out of shape, but you want more for yourself, it's going to be really, really hard to break free from that pattern and to support yourself through that. But no matter how difficult it may be, that little hearth, that little fire that you have burning and kindling inside yourself to pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue is the thing that you need to be listening to in that moment. That is your natural instinct. That is your gut instinct. That is the part of you that is built different, we'll say, that is magnetized, that is being magnetically pulled in a different direction that is going to make you stand out against the crowd that you are currently a part of. And some people aren't going to like it. Some people are going to want to see you stay exactly where they're at. They want to see you stay out of shape. They want to see you continue to drink and party because you're the fun one. They want to see you not make a YouTube channel because, yeah, we don't think you're funny. We want to ostracize you or whatever. And then what are the chances that people actually think that you're cool on the internet when I've been bullying you for 10 years and then lo and behold, you become rich and famous and I stay in my small hometown and I pop out 5 kids and then you become an international superstar. That's a real fear for some people. Not to get super specific, but you will outgrow people in your life. That is the bottom line. It doesn't even have to be that dramatized. It doesn't have to be that dramatic. It can be the tiniest changes that you're deciding to make, and other people just aren't making changes. And that's a change in and of itself, my dears. That is a change in and of itself. If you are deciding that you want to grow and people around you simply are not, they are just exactly happy where they're planted, that does not make them wrong. That does not make them lesser in any way. If they are just happy where they are, but they are not constantly seeking growth, I'm sorry, but that's just not my crowd. Personally, I have tried it. I have tried to be friends with people who stay put. It has worked in small and isolated incidents in certain times of my life. But overall, the trend is that I am not built for people who also don't want greatness in whatever they're seeking. The greatness and whimsy, and they have curiosity and they just want to grow. I mean, this goes for relationships and friendships. You could be dating a partner or doesn't even have to be marriage level, right? You could just be seeing someone. And I've had examples like this in my dating life where it starts off interestingly and it seems like they're a nice person and maybe they have a couple of hobbies, but then I just see that there is nothing more there. There is nothing more to them. There is no hearth. There is no kindling. I ask what their plan is in life. They don't have one. I ask what they're working for in the next couple of years. They don't have one. Are they planning on pursuing next education or studying something or reading a book or nope, don't have one. not in the works, not in the plans. Are they going to pick up a new hobby or a skill? Nope. Wasn't in the plans. And it's a really awkward conversation when you have to stop seeing someone, when I've had to stop seeing people before in just the dating sphere, because they're not doing anything wrong, but I just basically have to tell them that they aren't cool enough for me. Not from an ego standpoint. And I've had that I've grappled with that myself. I've had that realization. I've had that conversation with myself. I'm like, am I an egomaniac? Do I think I'm like really cool? Yes. But it's good to think highly of yourself to a level. It's good to have, boundaries and self-respect and think that you're cool, because if you don't want to hang out with yourself, that kind of sucks because you're stuck with yourself. Anywhoosies, that being said, just realizing that wherever they're at isn't wrong. It's just not for you. It's just not for you. So you will outgrow people. You will encounter new people that are on a different timeline. They're in a different world than you're in, and they just don't see things the same way. And a lot of times those relationships or friendships that I've walked away from, I haven't looked back. I haven't missed them. If I ever missed anything from those bits in time, it's maybe like memories or times we shared, but there haven't been any regrets from any times that I have had to step away from a past version of myself when I was in a earlier evolution state than I'm currently in. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful thing when you can look back and reflect on all the nice people you've met, all the times you've had, and you just keep growing and seeing how far you've come, how far you now are in your life, to the echelon and like the caliber of friends you have, whether they've stuck through all your phases, because I have a couple of those. Not a lot make it past that threshold, but there's a couple who have been around for longer than one evolution of my growth. But it's natural. It's like baby teeth. Sometimes they have to fall out so that you can get to bigger and better and brighter things. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've always been that strict friend. And so let me be that strict friend to you. And there's nothing wrong with having the strict friend or being that strict friend in the group. Even if it's kind of an ass pain at times, because you're the one who doesn't want to go do drugs or stay out super late because you have discipline and you have a schedule, and you have to say no to plans on a Saturday because you promised yourself that you'd record. I'm not saying always be a stick in the mud, but being a stick in the mud has kept me accountable. It has kept me disciplined. It has kept me growing. It has kept me successful. It has kept me at peace in my life. And I would take that every day over instability, over pretending to be someone that I'm not just to like fit in with people. I've tried all those things. But those friendships and those moments and that whole experience isn't worth sacrificing like the kind of caliber person, the level of person that you could be overall. The bottom line is I have never regretted being the strict friend and being the one who encourages my friends to look after themselves, to pursue their goals, to go to bed at a decent time if it's like that simple, to set good patterns for themselves. And so you should also do that to yourself and look out for yourself. Which also includes setting boundaries for yourself. Because what happens when, right now you're like, these are great things, Eralia. Yeah, you're really throwing down with some good ideas. Setting boundaries, getting rid of toxic people, leveling up, just working on myself. You were able to do it, queen. How can I? What happens when those friends that you used to call your friends come a knockin'? What happens when you are faced with these people that you used to surround yourself by, or these decisions you used to make, what happens then? And that's where the discipline comes into play, because discipline is sexy. Discipline is sexy, y'all. It's not necessarily the act of like waking up at 5 a.m. Good job, good for you, or that you get to go to the gym every day, or that you do whatever it is on a set schedule. It's literally just the concept of being able to maintain yourself. It is a biological, like evolutional, attractive quality in people to have their shit together. And that all starts with discipline, baby. So if you are not there right now, if you're not quite there and you want to level up and you can see all these things, and you can feel all these things happening sometime in your future, you sense it, you want it so bad, but you know that the second that the past comes a knocking, or the people that want you to stay exactly where you are come a knocking, that you'll fold. And you deserve more for yourself, truth be told. Because something that I learned from friendships along the years that have come and gone, or relationships, is that what the people don't have themselves, they will take from you. I will say that again just to be loud and clear. What they don't have, they will take from you. Whether it's motivation, if they don't have it, they'll take it from you. If it's good looks, they don't have it, they'll take it from you. Because every time you look cute, you'll get a little, oh, I wish I looked cute in that. Or like confidence. If they don't have it, they'll take it from you, or they'll attempt to. They don't have hobbies, or they don't do anything in their free time, they'll try to take yours. And this is a recurring theme, y'all. It will just continue to happen. That happens in non-competitive friendships or competitive ones. I don't know if y'all have ever experienced situations or connections you've been in where there's been competition involved, especially in like a content creator space. That's just an easy one to think about. But, you know, you could have like that neighbor across the street who always has to have more decorations on Christmas than you. And when that comes into play, I would implore you to recall or to revisit the last episode with the Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, of letting people just do whatever the fuck they're gonna do. And you keep doing whatever the fuck you're gonna do. Because I have never been in a competition with a friend if they are an authentic person. Authentic people don't fear other authentic people. And that's coming from someone who is healed, someone who, in my teens, early 20s, I haven't always been the most authentic person. I've always been myself, but I have definitely had growing pains into discovering who that person is. And that's normal. You're not supposed to just always exactly be exactly who you are. And if you have always been exactly who you're supposed to be, that's beautiful. I applaud you. And please write a book for the rest of us on how to figure that out at a young and early age. Like if you woke up, out of your mama's womb and you knew you wanted to be a dentist, and then you were just like clean teeth guy for the rest of your life, congratulations. Unlike you, the rest of us had to do the fucking work. All right, we had to really like crawl our way through the streets of fucking around and finding out, right? Please save us some time. So all that to say, I've gone through those growing pains. I've gone through different phases and different evolutions of who I am and who my friends are. And I've always outgrown, or we just weren't aligned anymore in our phases of life, or there was like an unhealthy like competition thing. But I, once again, have never been in competition with authentic people. And that says something, okay? If you are confident in yourself, you are who you are, you shouldn't be in competition. You should either be trying to bring others up with you, or you should be inspired by people who are ahead of you. You should not be expecting to be at arms with the people who are near your level, okay? I know the world is all about like the rat race, and you want to have the better things, or you're in a competition with the people at work with this or this or this or that. You should always use it as fuel, because that is the healthy, mature, best way to maintain your mental and to also continue to level up, is by acknowledging where you're at, and reflecting and either being inspired or helping others. And that's the best way to continue to be a kind person and continue leveling the fuck up in your life, because we're trying to all level up together, gang. Yeah. Yeah. So for some closing thoughts here, I feel like I said what I needed to say. It was definitely a heavier topic than normal because I don't like telling y'all what to do, but I am that strict friend, unfortunately, and I tell myself what to do all the time. Tell myself what to do all the time. So unfortunately, fortunately, sometimes y'all are gonna hear it, okay? But some closing thoughts here are moving into my new phase of life, because in the next very short period of time here, I will be moving across the country to an entirely new state full of entirely new people I have never met. I don't know a single person there. I'm definitely pretty stressed about it, but I chose this military life and it's not the first time I've done it. I've done it before. I can do it again, but it's been a while. It's been a while since I first saw you. And it's still scary every single time you have to go somewhere new. It's only human. And so in this new era of life, in this new chapter, with everything that I've learned just from like being a good human, especially if you tag back to the New Year's resolution episode, alongside that, just when it comes to relationships and friendships, just bringing my whole authentic self to the table, okay? My word, if I say things, I better stand on them. If I act a certain way, I better stand on it. I'm not going to spend time with people that I don't feel like I belong with. I'm not going to sit there in a room where I don't feel like I want to be there, okay? I'm not going to show up to a thing where I don't feel like I want to be there. But at the same time, if you want to be a part of a village, if you want to be in a community, if you want to be in the village, you have to play villager. If you want people in your life, you have to show up, okay? So I'm not saying never go anywhere. This isn't an excuse to just be a recluse unless you really, really, really love that lifestyle. If you want to find the people that are meant for you, and that's truly just what I want at this time, because I've fluctuated through so many different eras of having online friends, not having online friends, making online friends, and then them being like weird hater people. IRL friends, having them, and then they move away constantly because I'm in the military. I really, really, really would love to just find friends. And you'd think, well, gee, Eralia, at the time of making this, you've got over 70,000 friends on YouTube. You can't find like 3 friends? It just goes to show that it can be hard finding friends at any stage of your life. No matter who you are, no matter how many subscribers you have on YouTube, whether you even have a YouTube channel, no matter what you do, it is hard finding friends, especially as an adult, right? Because as a high schooler or, a younger person, you are maybe in classrooms, you're in clubs, you're in all of these things where you're forced to be around people and you are prescribed friends, whether you like them or not. But then as you get older, you realize that you are able to cultivate a community of people with the same values as you, more or less, with the same interests as you, more or less. I mean, there have been plenty of times, especially as a military gal, where I found some really nice gal pals that I want to be friends with, that I want to go out for wine with, I want to have book clubs with, and then they all start popping out babies, and they're in their new mom era, which is fucking rad. I'm super happy for them. Can't wait eventually to get there, but then that happens like at that phase in time. I was like the single guy. And then I'm like, what the fuck? You're always hanging out with your husbands and there's babies and like, where's the wine? Where are the book clubs? I'm like also in my mid-20s, but I'm not in like my 3 kids and soccer practice mid-20s. I'm in my wine and dine mid-20s. So like it can be difficult no matter where you are in your era. So, moving into these new chapters for you all, my friends, as your fellow friend, as your strict friend, whatever you want to call it, as your military bestie that has your back and is looking out for you, and also looking out for myself, we are built different. We are leveling up. We have standards. We have boundaries. We're not going to adopt strays, whether that's a relationship stray or a friend stray. You're not adopting strays just because you could love anyone at the shelter does not mean you need to bring them home and fucking teach them how to be a human being. That does not mean you can't express kindness and give a helping hand to those in need. This is a very broad stroke metaphor, but like I have let some men take too much of my time, even if it's like a couple weeks, still more than they deserved, because they're grown ass men and they were strays that I picked up from the animal shelter, essentially, expecting more from them. But you can't teach a dog to meow. You can't teach a dog to bark, all right? If they don't fucking know how to bark, that's their problem. It's not yours. And that goes for friends, honey. That goes for relationships. That goes for anything that doesn't serve you in your life, because you deserve the best. Be a good friend to yourself. Work hard. Do your homework. Eat your greens. Wash your face. Discipline is sexy. And be your most authentic self, because if you stand on your word and you are exactly who you say you are, people will see that. That will shine through. And even if you're kind of a bitch sometimes, it's okay, because at least you're honest, and people might not always like it, but overall, authenticity prevails over people who are fake all the time to everyone around, because people don't know what they stand for. People don't know what they fall for. You know, if you constantly gossip about everyone, that's not a good look. To quote Hamilton, if you stand for nothing, Burr, what will you fall for? And that's a beautiful thing. Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out today during today's podcast episode session. It was definitely a little bit of a heated one. My cheeks are flushed because, whew, yeah, man, just being real sometimes, it takes it out of you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you took something away from today's episode. Genuinely, I want you all to feel so empowered and your most magnetic selves. I'm looking forward to the adventures ahead for the new year. Stay true to yourself, and I will see you guys in the next episode. See ya.